Connecting right now. This is Ann Sieg from the E-commerce Business School. Welcome to Saturday Morning Live. We're just trying to hook up the electrons right now. So once we get confirmation, I haven't seen it pop up yet. I'm looking at my left monitor, nothing yet. And I think there it is. We're live. All right. Good morning, everybody. This is Ann Sieg, founder of the E-commerce Business School, coming at you live on a beautiful Saturday morning. And I have some very, very special members of our community with us today. And we've got a couple minutes before we start. So we're just going to have some friendly banter before we start. I've got my hot cup of Joe. I don't know if anyone else is a Joe drinker, coffee drinker, in other words. I'm curious.
I haven't started mine yet. I'm still on my smoothie, my big green smoothie.
Yeah, I have mine, but not the EBS cup today.
But I do have an EBS coffee mug, so I encourage everyone to go after getting one.
That's right, and our way to do just that. How about
I'm
you?
Still on my smoothie, my big green smoothie.
Yeah, I have mine, but not the EBS cup
okay.
today.
Well, it's my eldest.
But I do have an EBS coffee mug, so I encourage everyone to go after getting one.
That's right, and our way to do just that. How about
I'm still on my smoothie, my big green smoothie.
Okay. And he's always, very insistent that it's a tall thing. Takes me all day to get it down, and it's loaded with good stuff. So he wants to keep me healthy. We'll get into that topic too. This is all to commemorate Mother's Day, which is tomorrow, a very, very special day. And so we have some very special e-commerce business school moms with us. So welcome everybody. Write in the chat if you can hear us, see us, let us know. Okay, and I'm scrolling down and I don't see the one where it's got the chat. I think I'm going to refresh that page then so that I can see that. Okay, still not quite top of the hour yet. Do either one of you ladies see it? I guess I'm going to try on my phone.
And so
Okay.
people are commenting as we are getting going this morning. And there is a question on how do we get one of those mugs that we just talked about?
Well, I'll tell you how. Especially for our peak members, you show up for our monthly student success call. And when you share a success story, you are invited to choose from, what do you call those bags that you, tote bag, there you go. A coffee mug, a t-shirt, a notebook, you get to choose. And so that's once a month and student success. And also when you're a guest on Saturday Morning Live, we also send out mugs to people. Okay, I'm still not on the right seeing that. I'm glad Candida, she's super good at all things Facebook. And I know, Damu, you are too.
Yay!
That's right. Yay.
My bacon.
So we're going to get going. Good morning, everybody. This is Ann Sieg, founder of the E-commerce Business School. Welcome, welcome. This is our weekly Saturday Morning Live. And today is very special because we have invited some E-commerce Business School moms to have a conversation with us about how they run their business while raising a family and juggling all of that. So we're going to go through that today. But first, I want to share my screen before we get into those questions. I'm going to share my slide deck, actually, and hopefully I do this correctly, Brian. Brian's helping a man things. Let's see, I've got to get there. Why is it not working? I'm doing something wrong. Oh, there we go, the share button. Okay, does everybody see my slide?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. Saturday Morning Live for e-commerce sellers. So we want to welcome all our new members. I know we have 2 just from yesterday from the great Sharon Irwin, who just brought in 2 brand new members. Who are they, Sharon? You want to share their names?
Yes, we have Marissa, who came in yesterday, and Elizabeth. 2 beautiful, well, they would be moms too. They have children in their households. So definitely both of them are very excited to get going. One is in the marketing world, actually coordinating events for all the nurses that are delivering COVID support.
Mm.
And then the other is busy doing all kinds of things related to caring for others. She spent a life caring for others, and she'd really like to have some lifestyle freedom and break free from that treadmill of always being the one caring for others and not having enough left for herself. So yeah, 2 more ladies in the house. So it's a good thing. Yeah.
Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Any other new members as well? A warm welcome to you. Real quickly, something that we cover every Saturday, especially if you're brand new to the e-commerce business school, is we teach the 3 pillars of e-commerce success. Number 1 is to generate cash flow. Jumpstart your business and keep it going. Automate systems so you can free up your time and scale up your business. And lastly is to build assets so you can pass on to your family or sell to investors for a profit. We have a full-length training video on this as well that you will find on our home page of the e-commerce business school, which I'll get to at the end of our time together today. We would love it if you could share this call with others. And I think especially today, being that we're featuring mothers who are doing the balancing act of raising a family and running a business. And you're going to get some really great tips and takeaways. And so if you have people that follow you on Facebook that would like to pick up this kind of knowledge and information from these amazing women, feel free to share. Okay, if you're not familiar with it, you just hit that little share button and you can write a little text if you want, or you just flat out share it. A lot of times it helps if you give a little frame to it so they know what it's about. And you say, hey, I'm a member of the e-commerce business school. Come and check this out. It's going to be awesome. All right, we have something absolutely brand new that we just rolled out yesterday. And it's called the weekly Feed the Beast Challenge. It happens every Friday. Yesterday was the first official day, so I'm going to guess it's completely brand new to the vast majority of you. But some did see my email, did see the post, and they posted a screenshot of their FBA shipping or Amazon weekly sales. And so that's what we're asking the entire community to do. Those of you who are members over on our e-commerce cash flow page, and just stuff that post silly with all your, screenshots. So we would love for you to do that. And I am now announcing a winner. And Sharon, that's your gal.
Yeah, Mildred, way to go.
Yeah, so give it up to Mildred. I don't know if she's watching right now.
Oh,
but look at that.
Awesome. That's so awesome. Yeah.
I knew you would like that, Sharon. So get this. She has not graduated yet. So she is what we call a hustlin' and a bustlin' and getting the job done. So she graduates on May 20th. She's in her final, 3-month stretch. But look at that. Give it up to Mildred, everybody, please. In the comment section, give her a high five, give her love. This is fantastic. And I mean, she's an older woman, so this is good to know that this is non-generational and people can succeed at this. I am so happy for you, Mildred. You're getting the job done and you're really setting yourself up for success. All right, now when one of my staff members pulled the names, I think it was last night, so it may not be all inclusive, but I also want to give a high five to the participants. Robin, hello to you, Robin. I'm going to guess you're on right now. I've had a couple of conversations with you. Aaron, we've talked many times. Selena, I've talked with you too. Sharon, do you know Selena Roberto? Powerhouse team?
I think Matthew. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
powerhouse team there.
Green team. Yes.
Yep. Steve knocking it out with his family, fatherhood at its best, and Beth. So congratulations. Now y'all know about it, and we want you all participating every Friday. So give it up to Mildred, everybody. You'll be sent a prize and an award for that. So congratulations. All right, so Community Spotlight. Today, the Community Spotlight is on our mothers. And they are with us. So is Damu and Sharon and Candida. May, God bless her, she was invited as well, but she had some pretty bad stuff happen last night with a big storm. And so she's not able to make it, but we'll feature May another time. I know you guys love May and her training. But I said, you got to take care of your family. That's the top priority here. So we're going to now just get into our conversation about what it means to be a mom and doing this work here at the e-commerce business school and that whole balancing act, which I'm going to guess you gals are used to having balancing acts. That's your whole life. So what I'd like to do is go round robin. So there's some folks who have never met you ladies, is to give a quick snapshot of your family dynamic, like, you know, how many kids, what are their ages, and what was your motivation for you and your family when you came into the e-commerce business school. So I'm going to start with you, Candida.
Okay, so I am married and I have 2 kiddos. I've got a 13-year-old and a 6-year-old. And back in the corporate world, I was an HR manager for many years. I'm actually double certified in HR. When the 6-year-old came along, I decided to stay home. And if you know me, I don't know how to stay home. I don't know how to just not do. So we bought a skating rink. And about the time we were giving up the skating rink, I found the e-commerce business school. And it was kind of like the answer I was looking for. I could still be busy and do things, but still be very active in my kid's life and be at home.
Beautiful. What did you hope to ultimately accomplish? So you're a mom who's got to be doing them. We're all that way, right, ladies? We're all wired. We're doers. What did you hope would be the outcome of e-commerce business school and what it would do for your family?
Well, for me, I have to be doing something during the day. If I don't do something, I don't feel like I have succeeded at the end of the day. And so it was something to kind of keep me busy, but also start building that income stream.
Right.
When I left the corporate world, so did my income.
Yeah.
And so, you know, this was a way to keep that slush fund coming in and, but still be at home, be active, but at the end of the day, say, hey, I did something today. Beautiful.
Thank you very much. Damu, a little quick background, and we're going to talk more about Damu at the end because you're a special guest next week. Girl for you. So yeah, give a little bit of your background and then what your family.
Okay. Obviously my name is Damu Cherry Mitchell and I am married. Really quick thing is I have a 6-year-old, but we actually have 4 kids. My husband, he had a previous marriage, but between him and I, we have a 6-year-old, but we have 4 kids. They're all my kids. So Leah is 6, Amani is 25, Malachi is 24. He just graduated from college, and Micah is 19. So yeah, we have a pretty interesting dynamic, our blended family. It's pretty cool. So Leah is the spoiled one. She's the youngest, obviously, so everybody's big, so she gets whatever she wants. She just wanders around. But with me, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I was a professional athlete for 11 years. I love to travel. I mean, we traveled the world, but track gave me that ability, so that was awesome. And I had the opportunity to compete in many different countries and compete at the Olympic Games as well as World Championships. But then when I retired, kind of like Candida, I can't be still. It's the reason why I ran hurdles. I did the most crazy event and like to run all over the place. But I was like, oh, I want to be a stay-at-home mom and I want to do this. But I was bored out of my mind. I was literally going crazy. So my husband was like, well, you like to shop and you're always online shopping. So he found the e-commerce business school. And honestly, it's been a great challenge for me because it made me a better shopper too. So but yeah, I balance it really well with my daughter now. You know, she knows when I have to get on the computer, I have to work. And then she says after that, then we have fun time. I guess then we have fun time. So it's pretty much short version.
Awesome. Thank you. I see the commonality. You like to be kept busy and you don't want to be bored. Love it. Sharon Irwin, who is one of our amazing e-commerce business school advisors. And I'm going to guess for the folks who are here in the thread, give it up if you came into EBS by talking to Sharon. That's got to be about half the people, Sharon, that are here because of you.
Thank you to all of you and this team, because without this team, none of these dreams would be coming true, including mine, right? So yeah, like Damu and Candida, I was really like a corpaholic. I wanted to get to the top. I did get to the top. I became a sales manager, leading a team, doing all kinds of crazy things in the corporate world. And then when you have children, your brain changes. And really what happens is the corporate structure just doesn't work for you anymore, is what I learned. And so I wrote my own pink slip, exited. I did do some work, as you said, in a law firm for some friends, because, as these ladies said, staying busy is part of who I am. But really the big vision for me was to be able to completely break free and never have a corporate experience ever again. Because I wanted to be able to put the people that were most important in my life at my own boardroom table. And that's really what you get to do here at the e-commerce business school. Not only have your family at your kitchen table business, but people that you really love and respect and like to travel with at your business table. I know Candida has said that before. It's just really fulfilling. So thank you for the opportunity and the blessing.
And what are the ages of your kids?
Oh, the kiddos are now officially 2 teenagers, and Dan and I have been married for 17 years. Kayla is 15. John Anthony is 13. And it's really been a blessing for them too, in many ways. I mean, so many, I can't cover them all on this call.
Awesome.
But for all of us as a family unit, it has improved pretty much every part of our lives. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Have a business from the
I love what you said about having your family at the boardroom.
Yeah.
And for you ladies, I have to believe you have many conversations with your spouses along the way, right? I know you do, because my husband and I run businesses for almost 30 years. In that boardroom too. It's in the living room. It's at the kitchen table. That boardroom kind of follows us around. We're in the car. There's the boardroom. Yeah. It's a part of our life. So just quick snapshot of myself. My children are all raised. They are now ages, here we go, 31, 33, and 36. Yeah, my baby. Oh, it's just, anyway, so there you go. But just because I had a gal in new member orientation, it's super intrigued. How did you do this, Ann, with your kids and get them to cooperate with you? And that's what we're going to talk about next, is how does that family dynamic shift and change? You know, do I just tell them what to do? Or how do you get cooperation? Because all 3 of my sons worked in my business, and my eldest was my business partner for 10 years. My youngest, my 31-year-old, is our full-time content expansion manager, as Candida knows, David. And so that's a very intriguing question. I want to get into that because that speaks to home leadership. And I didn't force them. I mean, some things, there were things you got to do, but to get them to work in a cooperative spirit is a whole different matter to have that synergy working as a family, that they're in agreement to do this work with you. I'm not forcing them. That doesn't create a good outcome. And so I always worked for creating win-win relationships within my family, that it worked for them. Like, they got paid. So anyway, like, David was my first employee when he was in 7th grade, and there was a task I didn't want to do anymore. It was sucking up too much of my time. And I thought, I could hire David to do this. So I said, David, here's this task. I think you could do it faster than me and be better than me, and I'll pay you $5 an hour. He said, yeah, okay. Because I always wanted to empower my kids. I didn't want a handout mentality for them to have going out into adulthood. I want them to own it, and that you earn your value by the work that you provide and that you contribute. So I've always seen our family as an ecosystem of economic exchange. It may sound really weird, but that's the strongest economy in the world. Is the family unit. It's the strongest family economy. And that each of you ladies have built an economy within your own family household. And when you pass that on as a legacy to your children, there's no greater gift. We don't need to look outward to get those handouts. We bring it out from within, and we empower our children to do the same. Because we talked that our mission here is to strengthen the family economy. So let's get into time management. You gals were saying I was bored. So clearly managing your household, it sounds like there was spare time to fill by doing something. So maybe this whole time management isn't as challenging, but I know some women, they're working full time though, and raising kids and doing this. So we'll get into that. For how you balance raising your kids and running your business, anything and everything, whether it's the dinner part, food, groceries, you name it. So I'll start with you, Candida, some tips and strategies for people.
The first thing I did was I have a housekeeper that comes once a week because I'm busy building my business. And we talk about in the e-commerce space about outsourcing tasks within our business, but I've outsourced tasks within my life. And so one of the first things to go was my housekeeper comes once a week. And that is a blessing all on its own. I don't have to worry about that. Grocery pickup. That's another great thing. I can place my order, for groceries the night before when I take my kids to school. On my way back, I can just pull in, they load the groceries in my car. And so it's really just about finding little ways to save time for the domesticated things that we all have to do. And then, working on my business, being present in my business when I'm here working on that.
So I want to know specifically for you, Candida, and it'll be somewhat for Damu as well, relative to younger children. Hey, Mama's working right now. How do you coach through, because I've seen your daughter, and which is wonderful. If one of your children walks by, like I said earlier, no problem, we're all moms. But how does that work when you have a youngster? So when you came in, your daughter was 3 or 4-ish, I think?
When I came in.
Okay, so you're trying to work. How do you do that coaching, so to speak, for her to cooperate and know you're working for right now? How do you handle that?
In the beginning, it was a little bit harder because she was younger. And so when she needed something, she needed my attention right then. And so it was just really when she would come in like, hey, I'm working, I'll get to it in just a minute, or can it wait? But eventually over time, she realized, hey, if mom's on the computer or mom's, in that room, then she's working. Now she's in school. Both of the kids are in school. They go to school Monday through Thursday. So Fridays, the kids are home and I'm still working. And so I just tell, hey, I'm in a meeting from this time, or I've got to go out and I got to do a call, and then I'll come back and I'll check on you. And so it's just kind of setting that expectation of, I'll get to you in just a minute. If it's an emergency, come get me. But she's also the kid that something will come across her brain and she's got to tell me, and she'll pop in and you guys will see her on camera and she says whatever it is and then she's off on her own. So it's gotten better. But in the beginning, it's just part of it. And, when we're on these calls, we are moms and we don't stop being a mom just because we're working. And so it's really finding, kind of the balance.
Yeah. And they learn over time. They see certain behaviors that you're doing and they have to learn to adapt. And it's just that continual coaching and reminding.
And this business was to help me be more of a mom and be present. And for me and my personality, I'm busy building, right? I can be a workaholic by nature. And so I had to really check myself because just because I'm home, she still wasn't seeing me. Yeah. And so I had to have that talk with myself about, okay, I'm home, but she still needs mom time. Yeah. Just because I'm here, I may not be present. And so instead of making that realization helps as well.
Yeah, very true. You're there, but are you really present with them? And making sure you have those moments where you are present, meaning I'm focused on you and not with that, and you're working on your computer. So perfect. Thank you. Damu.
Yeah, I guess Candida, our stories are pretty much the same, but same for me. I mean, what I do in the morning, I try to get up and, work out. I can't do the crazy working out like I used to. So I just go for walks. I just try to walk or just do whatever I can just to get my brain going. And then that's after we drop her off at school. And then and then I come home from there and then I do my work while she's at school. So I have until about 2:30ish until I have to pick her up. And then when 2:30 hits, I can't work anymore because she's either has gymnastics or tennis, or it's just Aaliyah's coordinated a day at the park and everybody's going to show up. So that's kind of how it went yesterday. It was just, she's always they call her the mayor. She's always putting events together. So I try my best in the afternoons not to work. But I know sometimes we have calls in the afternoon at the EBS school. So I was like, okay, Leah, I need to get on this call. But I keep my camera off because I try to let her hear everything. She's looking at the screen, she sees it. But I try to keep my camera off just because we're moving around.
Right.
So we're not. But she hears and she goes, oh, you're doing the Amazon again. They have everything. Can you buy me something? But she just gives me comic relief the whole time. So that balance works really well. And my husband is very supportive. I'm doing this by myself. My family is not interested right now. They're interested in seeing me do well, but no one has come and said, I want to work with you in this business right now, which is perfectly fine. I'm okay with that. That's where we hire our virtual assistants, right? But I do my house cleaning. I can get everything done pretty much while everybody's gone. So when everybody gets back, I'm like, okay, done, all bets off. I can't do anything. But I'm used to that. And luckily, I hate to admit this, but I don't really cook. My husband does all the grocery shopping.
Oh, same here. It's all good, Jimmo. It's all good, girl.
Everybody's like, you don't cook. I'm like, I do.
That's right.
But he does all the grocery shopping, and so that helps a lot. And then I'm the Target pickup girl. I do everything at Target, drive up, pick up all day. So it works really well because we're a great team, my husband and I. He's like, look, I'm not cleaning. I'm just gonna tell you straight up. I was like, well, I'm not cooking, so it works. But other than that, we all just really tag team. We work together, and it's a great dynamic that we have.
I love it, the teamwork. I was kind of cringing with Candida talking about having the house cleaner, because I know of our ecom sellers or master or trainers, they typically all have one. I'm like, well, I don't. I do mine because part of it is I'm not been happy with the work other people do.
I will admit, I had one, but my husband was like, why do we have to clean up for the cleaning lady?
That piece too. That piece too.
So we laughed about that, and then I was like, you know what, I can do it. And he would complain every time she came. I was just like, you know what, I got it.
Yeah. For myself, I used to clean houses in college, and I actually love physical work. It's such a break from the mental work that I do. I love yard work. I don't mind the housework at all. It's so relaxing. I know that may sound silly. It literally is relaxing for me. So people are just wired differently, and I don't do a lick of the cooking either. So anyways, you can see this is many and varied. Sharon, how about you? How does it work out in your family?
Well, that's funny that you say clean up for the house cleaner, because I had that experience when I had one. It's like, this is ridiculous. It's just a crack up, right? What we do to ourselves. And so lucky for me, my hubby, Dan the man, he is like you, Ann. He loves to clean. So I let him go to town around here. The cooking part we share. And another beautiful blessing that has happened during the COVID with all the pickups and not really going into the market. And, my daughter, she's a planner. Sounds like Damu, your daughter, I'm already drawing a blank of her name, but she's a total planner. Like, she planned her entire 12th birthday party. I didn't do anything. The whole thing went off without a hitch. Mama didn't do nothing but support her in the planning. And so she's doing all the planning for what goes on the grocery list and what we're going to eat. She's helping with that now. So I was doing it, and then she's like, I want to do it. And I'm like, okay. So delegation is really awesome. And my husband is so cute. He totally listens and tries to get creative in the kitchen with things that he knows will help all of us, and what I like and what'll be healthier. And so we work as a team on all the the household stuff, and there's plenty, to do. But I do outsource. There's someone in the neighborhood that does all the houses in here. There's only 20 houses in terms of mowing the lawn, but I take care of all my plants because that's like therapeutic to me to get out and take care of the bird feeders, the roses, the, different things out in the dirt. But the mowing the lawn, I did enough of that as a teenager, and my kids haven't picked that up yet. I don't have a lawnmower, I will confess.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you, Sharon. I want to talk about entrepreneurialism. That I know next on our list, I want to talk about when big, bad things happen in your business or life and how you handle that as a family. But I want to talk about how by default entrepreneurialism is rubbing off on your children. I love what you said to me about your daughter is hearing everything and she's watching. And she is soaking up more than you can possibly imagine, that you don't know how it's going to show up later, that she's seeing you doing this. And here's something that comes to mind. Your daughter, Candida, the development of this chart comes from a story you shared in one of our staff meetings, and that's rubbing off on your daughter. Can you share that story? It's because of your daughter and what you did is why we have this chart now.
So I had created a chart and I was tracking my sales, and I was working towards that first $100,000. And so each day I'm checking the sales and I'm highlighting on my sheet, and it's in my office. And Ainsley's little at the time, she's still 3. And she's coming in and she's watching, and I hit that 100K mark. And I was like, we did it. And we went out to celebrate, and she's like, okay, mommy, what did we win? And it was at that moment I realized she had been watching as I was marking off each day. And she's just a little girl in there, hanging out with mom, playing while I'm, doing things. But she was watching that chart get marked up. And we went out and celebrated, and I explained to her it was a goal, that's what we were working towards. But those little eyes are watching even when we think they're not.
And how about your son? Let's talk about that. I've seen pictures of him helping with shipping, and he's 13. So how is he integrated into your business?
It all depends. He's 13, and so right now it's more about gaming and hanging out with his friends. But luckily for me, they go to school 4 days a week. And so yesterday I hollered at him and I said, hey, come out to the office, I need you. And so he was tasked with removing price tags and, putting everything in poly bags. So yesterday he came out for about an hour and sat down and removed a bunch of price tags, got everything poly bagged and ready to go. And so it really just kind of depends. Sometimes it's more of mom prodding him. I would like to say he's interested, but I think it's more mom prodding him saying, come on, come check this out. Or when he says, hey mom, I want X, Y, and Z. Okay, I know where you can go get a job, and it's right outside.
Yeah.
And so, it's kind of like that. Last week though, we made a quick trip 30 miles away to go eat and do some sourcing. And here he comes around the corner and he goes, Mom, check this price out. And I said, oh, it will sell well. So let's go ahead and put it in the cart. And if it sells, you can have the money from it. Like I'll give you the profit off of it.
Yeah.
Okay. We came home, I listed it, merchant fulfilled. It literally sold within an hour. So today he wants to drive back over and do a little bit of sourcing. So I'm hoping I kind of got him hooked with that little bit of, if it sells, you can have the profit.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And that would get him, otherwise there's other job alternatives, but this one he can do at the convenience of working with his mom. You're sitting in your big, huge hustle hut. And I saw that he helped out with that with grandpa and dad. It was the whole family helping to get your hustle hut ready for your expansion of your business.
Yes.
I love it.
I decided I wanted a hustle hut, and it's a 12-foot by 34-foot lofted barn. And it's just a place for all of my orders to come or any of those returns that we all just want to close our eyes to. But it's kind of one place for my business. I get to come out here and do these calls without the kids, running around or being loud.
Yeah.
And, my parents, they've jumped in and they literally turned it in from just a shed into an actual office. And my son was right out here helping. And so it was a great family project.
I love it. The whole family got around you to help expand your business. Have you experienced, I know your daughter's pretty young, but that sense of seeing this is different than a job. Maybe she's too young to see that, but she's helped. There's the pictures of her carrying the shipments.
Yeah, well, I do most of my stuff with the prep center now, but I'll probably go back to Merchant Fulfilled more in Q4, but that was our first Q4 last December where you saw her. She would literally did not want me to go to UPS without her. So she wanted to go with me. And of course the heavy boxes, I'm like, Leah, you cannot carry. She's like, yes, I can. And you can't. So we fight over which box she can carry. And then she wants to put it on the scale, and then she wants to wait for the receipt. And she sits there like this.
Wow.
And like, she knows what's going on. And then she says, let's go, mommy. We got to go to the store. And then one day she said to me, this is when I first started. I think I put it on the page a while back. She was like, do we have any deliveries or shipments today? And I was like, wow, she's getting this. Like, this is But she helps me with that. But right now, not so much anything, because nothing's coming to the house right now. So she just sees that I'm on the computer, but everything's going away now.
Yeah, well, that's called that automation. And mama gets to take her to gymnastics and all her sporting events now, having more time freed up. So, she's experiencing the fruit of your labor.
Oh, for sure. Because that was one of the reasons why we started doing this too, is just, like I said, I was bored, but also extra cash doesn't hurt, right? So we're looking at the money is like for, her little fund for her to do her extracurricular activities. That helps too. So it's Aaliyah's business. She doesn't know it yet.
Ah, very good. That's the legacy business.
Yeah, it's going to be hers.
Oh, I love it. Sharon, your daughter has gone out and done her own marketing all over the neighborhood, and she's been with you all this journey.
Yeah, like you said, they soak up everything, even stuff that you're not realizing. And so I was even thinking last night, wow, the way that they're both managing themselves on Zoom full time for the last 2 school years because of the COVID lockdowns out here. I'm pretty lucky that they're doing this, right? And yeah, they're teenagers, but I don't think they would have been able to pull this off if they hadn't been watching me all these years. Of course, they each have their own desks and workstations now here at home, which they didn't have pre-COVID. But yeah, they're like amazing me. And of course, Kayla, yes, she's out and about and always coming up with ideas to provide service. And right now she's really gotten into digital art. In creating art, and because she's an artist, in her world, and she's helped some friends and people to come up with logos and designs and print projects. So that's a big thing that's happened within the last year with her. But yeah, in the beginning, when she was about 10, she would do the, labels, bags, sell, and she realized, oh, if I sell so many of these, then I can get one for myself or get something similar. And then brother, same thing. Like, so a couple weeks ago, he says, hey, I've got this, it was kind of like a fancy collectible Mickey Mouse hand puppet. And it's sitting around in his room and he's not using it anymore. And he's like, I'm gonna sell this on eBay. And then I'm gonna get the money. And I'm saving up to build a new bike, right? And so sure enough, he sold that Mickey hand puppet for like $36 on eBay. And that goes into his little, pile of cash for this bike that he has in his brain that he's going to build. So yeah, there's so many things that, like I said, I could go on and on and on. They are soaking it all up. And it translates across the board to everything. It's not just business. It's like everything.
Yeah.
It just makes them better people. And then he came to me a week ago and he says, hey, I'm following this influencer on YouTube, and his son is on the spectrum and they're having a big fundraising event and I want to donate. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. So even giving, right? Understanding that when we receive, we should be giving, right? Whatever we can. And I just thought, oh my gosh, I'm so incredibly, like I had the tears in my eyes when he showed me the story of what was going on. And I'm like, absolutely, we're going to give to this cause, right? And so that all comes from, what we're doing here at the e-commerce business school. It's more than just our e-commerce businesses. It goes across the whole legacy of, what I'm going to leave behind when I'm no longer here, right?
Lifestyle.
The future, yeah.
Life understanding, life management. I'm hearing, from you gals that your children, your daughter Damu, is learning management skills.
Yeah.
I think it sounds like it's somewhat innate for her. She organizes the playground get-togethers. She's the mayor, the mayor of the classroom or the school, and she's developing into a very strong leader. And I think that's what entrepreneurialism allows children to see this in motion and develop leadership skills. I know your daughter had some kind of marketing plan she took out to the neighborhood at one time, 2 or 3 years ago, whenever it was, Sharon. But
yeah, she wrote that sales copy, I'm sure, from watching some of your, it was for house sitting, watering plants, collecting the mail, walking the dogs. She had the whole 1-page piece for all the neighbors because she saw that she could make money by doing that. And she loved it. That's her thing. Like,
perfect.
In charge, let me do it.
Yeah.
But she wrote the thing up and brought it in my office. We had to make a few little edits, but I was like, oh my gosh, you're blowing me away.
Well, that's exactly it. I hope people are picking this up, is when you can create your own economy simply by being resourceful. The house sitting, the taking care of dogs, you just see that there's a problem in the marketplace to solve and that you can step in and solve that problem. That's the economy, the invisible hand that Adam Smith wrote about in Wealth of the Nations. All right, so let's talk about what I see, because we want to ultimately help give people more of a blueprint towards success. And what I see working with our members, and I do our peak graduate calls, is when people hit hurdles or bottlenecks in their business. And so, Damu, I know from one of your recent calls, you were sharing some significant, I don't remember exactly what it was, but bottlenecks happen. And so we get into entrepreneurialism, it's not going to be all a paved, smooth path. Instead, there's going to be these obstacles. And I always tell people, that's just a test of your character and your fortitude. That's all it is. Embrace it, see it as a bigger opportunity to learn something from it. And truly, this is when we're demonstrating the character needed for children to succeed in life, is how we demonstrate when something happens in our business and in life. Business is an extended, expansion of regular life. We all inevitably hit hurdles. And ladies, have you ever hit a hurdle in your business? Just mildly curious. Yeah, ever hit it? They happen in life. And so we demonstrate to our children how we handle that. Mama starts a business, and is mama throwing in the towel when she hits her first hurdle? Or do the children get to see mama knock it out and show who knows how to get business done, right? So Candida, why don't you share from your end, I don't know if you recall any kind of call it a drama moment, something bad, and how you handle that, and maybe if you recall how your family came together to resource, or just how you worked through that in your business.
Well, 2021 was not a great start of the year for me. January and February were both rough months. And at one point, I was actually pulled away from my house. And I literally left in the middle of the night, packed up, and I had to go. There was a family emergency that needed my attention. And my business was here. And I had merchant fulfilled orders coming in. And it was just literally a phone call to my husband. Hey, this came in. Can you guys go out and get those orders out for me? Or, I had an emergency surgery in February and orders still had to come out. Yeah. And so my mom came over and helped me. During Q4, Damu mentioned Q4 earlier. It's busy. Things are, flying off the shelves during Q4. And my family shows up. So I'm very blessed that I have that community to show up. But I also have 4 VAs on staff. And so it was also a phone call. Hey, I'm going to be out of pocket at least for a week. If you need me, go ahead and ping me, but I need you guys just to handle things. And so it's having that teamwork in place, you know, to handle one part of the business. And then, you know, I had family in place to kind of handle the merchant fulfilled stuff that I couldn't, you know, put on pause at that moment. And so having that team in place that we talk about and that automation, it really helps. January and February, I was really out of pocket, but my VAs jumped in. They made sure all of the orders, you know, were still going in. Things were being placed and sent to the prep center. So my business never really missed a beat, even though I was kind of taken out of the equation for a little bit.
And all that you worked to build up to get to that point paid off in spades when, you know, that was a rough quarter for you. Mm-hmm. And to have that team in place to be that godsend, hey, I'm out of pocket. You know, I need you guys to step in big time because I'm in, and I mean, emergency surgery, which I had too back in the day, 2006, and Coach Kurt, my beloved Coach Kurt, I'm calling from my hospital bed. I got business papers all over my hospital bed. I told Brian, go get this, that, bring it to my, you know, the doctor said, you're going into emergency surgery. I am. So I was doing business while recovering from surgery, and Kurt said, I'll take over calls, Ann. So I had Kurt as my godsend, my backup, to help me with that. But I was working my business from the hospital bed. And so I showed my kids, yeah, well, this isn't going to stop me. Here I go. All right, Damu, do you have any? Oh, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, it's how we're wired.
Yes, that's right. How we're wired.
And while I had that team in place, and I think it's also important to say, I have made some truly amazing friends through the e-commerce business school. And while my business was in place, I had those friends checking on me personally during that time to make sure I was okay and see if, you know, so these relationships that we form in this community are just as important as the team that we're building as well.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. So true. That business network, Damu.
Yeah, well, I haven't been, honestly, I've had issues, but it'll be a year for me in July, honestly, that I'm still a newbie, I guess you could say. But the biggest thing was shortly after dealing with the VAs. I've always, even when I first started, I was a little leery, but, you know, I had to let my VA go. That was very, very hard. Like, even talking to Brian, I was like, gosh, I'm just like, when I meet someone, we're hanging out, like we're a team. But then we found out she was lying and she was doing all these things. But I have EBS to thank for that, because it was one of the members, I don't want to say her name, I don't know if she wants it out there, but she called me and said, hey, we got it. I need to help you. There's something going on. So I would have never have known if she hadn't been looking out. And that was really, really big time. So I had to let her go. And it took me a minute. I didn't do it right away because I'm like, okay, let me talk to her. Let me hear her side. And then should have let her go earlier, but I ended up letting her go. So that was hard for me. So then I was without a VA. And then I was like, oh, I don't need another VA. I'm going to be fine. I'm just going to go with the sourcing one and I'm going to keep this moving. And then track season starts. I forgot with COVID last year about what track season really is. No, I'm not running. But my husband, you know, he has a squad of 12 athletes, you know, so I still help manage that team, or I need to go to meets of support. So we're traveling every weekend. I just happen to be home this weekend. He's out, I'm here. But it's like, I don't have enough time to get things together. And I really started to realize during VIP and speaking with everyone and just doing our calls that I just don't have time right now, especially all the way up until August. So now I'm forced to get it together, get another VA, which I'm working on right now. And then also another situation happened about money. I didn't realize when I had a credit card, this happened, I think last month, I only got paid once by Amazon instead of twice that month because I had fraudulent charges on my credit card. So I canceled the card, said, oh, just send me a new one. Didn't even think about, that's the same card that's linked to Amazon. So if your credit card on file is not current, Amazon does not pay you. So my VA's calling me, I got the prep center calling me, they're like, we can't get in your account. And I'm like, what do you mean? There's nothing, my credit card's fine. Long story short, Amazon's, okay, it's fixed. Okay, I'm like, well, can I get my money now? They're like, oh, the next pay cycle. I was like, oh, funny, thanks. I needed that to buy products. But you know, stuff like that is frustrating. It's annoying. And you're just like, just those are just a couple of things that I've been through so far, and I know it's going to be more to come. So you talk about hitting hurdles. I literally have hit hurdles and crashed and fallen and scraped my face and all kinds of things, literally. And I've hit hurdles so far in the Amazon business. So when me and the hurdles, I've had a lot of battles over the years. So it's all good. But just those couple of things, they help to build you up. And like Candida and Shan were saying, this business, honestly, just EBS, it's great community. I mean, everybody, I made a couple friends through here and just had a couple conversations through email. And just the opportunities you're given just to, meet new people and just talk, it's just amazing. And so it helps you get through what you're going through. Yeah. It's always good to have that team. And so I thank you guys for that.
You're welcome. It's knowing people have got your back. You experienced that in spades, Candida. We got your back. We cover you. We got you. We're getting close to the end. If you have a quick story to share, Sharon, and then I got to wrap it up because I got another call at the top of the hour.
Oh, no, it's the same thing. Just echo that. Like in this community, no matter how big your family team is locally, you have a whole family here. You have a whole team here. So lean in, especially because I know we have a lot of single moms too. So lean in. You got your circle. You got your family here. Everybody's got your back. So thank you.
Yeah, and you're a big part of that, Sharon. All right, I'm going to share my screen as we give this a wrap up. Hopefully I do this right. So I want to thank all four of these ladies. And if you could all give us some love there in the comment section and let us know something that was a big takeaway from you today of anything you picked up and heard. Maybe just jot in the comment section, what was your biggest takeaway of something that, wow, just made a difference for you to hear. That's always my hope, that you get something of value as a big takeaway for yourself. Next week on Saturday Morning Live, brand new edition, Mornings That Go with Olympian, Damu Cherry, who is with us right now. And Damu has already delivered 1 week session, Mornings That Go. And we had fantastic comments pouring in that final day. And so we're going to have a special interview with Damu next Saturday, hearing more about Mornings That Go. And this is available to all current members. If you are in Peak or you have your monthly membership with the small group coaching, then you have access to Mornings That Go. And if you're like, well, I'm not in either of those, you can sign up for boot camp. And by signing up for boot camp, by default, you'll also get Mornings That Go. The whole concept is to start your day off with a bang, getting off that sprinter's block. Is that what it's called? I'm using it right now. The sprinter's block. Yeah, and you're ready to just sprint off into your day and get your work done. So that's going to be a special interview next week. If we are brand new to you, you're just learning about us right now, go to joinebs.com. That will take you to our homepage. And Hustle and Heart, this comes from Sharon, who is with us right now. She came up with this phrase, hustle and heart is what sets us apart. We got to be hustling. And that's Candida's name of her hustle out there. And it's true. You got to be hustling. You can hear from these fine ladies. They know how to hustle. They get bored if they're not doing. They're hustlers and their heart. So definitely tap in. Join us here at the Ecom Business School. Go to our homepage. There's free 20-minute training there at the top you can access and listen to. And that is the end of our Saturday Morning Live. Thank you so much, ladies. I know we went kind of long. I know it went long. Thank you so much. I love hearing from you moms and picking up your tips and your stories. So this is a wonderful blessing. Have a wonderful day. And Sharon, I'll see you very soon in our next call, I think.
Yes. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Bye-bye.
Bye.